Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. My name is Matthew and today we're doing another live discussion. Again, we're not a dead set theme. We put out a few videos today. But yeah, this is going to be the first stream of February 2026. And god damn, it has already been a month since 2026 started. How many streams did we do this month? I mean, quite a bit. We did a few of the bfdi reactions. We did a few live discussions. Yeah, we did quite a bit. So, I mean, look, time is flying by fast, Like, January just kind of, it just flew away for a lot of us. Um, that said, it isn't something that, like, let's see. It isn't something that I had originally, like, expected, but then again, I should be expecting it given the fact that, it is something that has been, like, often like, oh my god, all this time has flown by since, like, 2024, 2025, and now we're in 2026, and it's still happening. So, I wouldn't expect it this month, which is actually the shortest month, just breezes by on for us. But speaking of February, we have a lot of things stacked up for the month. We have some various projects in the works. For example, for my channel at least, I have the Spiral Shape Show pilot restoration, which is, I know I've said it off and on again, and it's suffered a bit of delays, but I do promise that this will be the month it releases. If not, I'm just gonna cancel the whole thing. Not actually, but it'll happen. There we go. Also, I have a few Golden Glory projects in the works. Spiral Season 2 is also not in, like, it's not coming out this month. The pilot will be coming out, as well as another Spiral video, which you guys have not seen before. But again, we're going full throttle here. The last few episodes of Tabia Season 22 are coming out soon. And it's also pretty good timing for the Season 22 finale to come out around this time because Carnival is coincidentally happening in Brazil. Like, not right now, but like they're actually setting it up, which is, I saw a video where they're rehearsing the whole, like, dance and parade and everything. It looks amazing. And I've seen videos of, like, the past versions. Oh my gosh, do I want to go. Like, again, I've said this time and time again, I want to go to Rio someday. And in order to prove to you guys how much I want to go, I have over, and this isn't an exaggeration, I have over 1,000 favorited or, like, bookmarked posts on TikTok from Rio. That is how much I want to go because I'm just mesmerized by the place. I want to go someday. Hello in chat. Yeah, hello, I see you. Like, that's how much I want to go. Whether it's this year or next year, I doubt it'd be this year because just things right now are not in my favor for traveling this year. But, next year could always open up. It just depends on a variety of different factors. But yeah, back to Season 22. That's going to be ending. The finale is pretty much almost already written. I kind of had to fudge some things up with the past episode script, so the stuff that you actually saw in Season 22, Episode 8, was not the entire episode, because I felt like that was in a more of appropriate way to actually end off the episode when I was filming it, so I decided to cut it right there, piece what I had from Episode 8, put it into Episode 9, split off Episode 9, and then work that way to Episode 10, where it's, like, really elevating itself into more of a finale-type material. And I think it worked out better, to be honest. So, things happen last minute, but sometimes those last minute things can be even better when it comes to the final product. Another thing is going to be season 23's return, because we only have like a few more episodes left to go of that season. I've already written some of season 23 episode 6, just because like I had a head start a few months ago, so that'll be a good thing. Right now, I'm also working on a new Golden Glory project, which I'm not going to announce. It's not a new season. It's not a season 13, but it is going to be pretty much a return to form type thing. And I'm going to see how well it does. If it does well, then we'll continue doing it. Don't worry about that chewing. That's just my cat just eating food. Which cat, by the way? I can't even see from here. My couch is blocking the view. There we go. Right now I'm just, again, like I said, doing some GG stuff. Also, if anyone is interested, I am going to be probably hosting more live streams in like the next few days. Just because, again, I do like doing live streams, and they are sometimes like hit or miss in terms of eventfulness. For all I know, this one might just not, no one might be interested in this one, and that's fine. Unfortunately, I did have to re-upload season 22 episode 8 because it did have some audio problems that kind of got overlooked. So I did kind of go back, re-edit it a bit, and put it out again. Also, not sure if you guys heard, but Adobe Animate is going under. Yeah, apparently Adobe itself is discontinuing Adobe Animate, the animation software, like mostly known for various web shows and even like network shows like Teen Titans Go, for example. I know that's like a very bad example, but that's animated in Adobe Animate apparently. Another like big show that I think needs no introduction to the channel is bfdi. That's also used with Animate. And if Adobe really does go through with this could jeopardize a lot of like jobs in the industry, because even if Adobe Animate isn't like as supported as much as it used to be, it's still something that's very much used even to this day. And it really sucks that they went ahead with this decision, because what happens when, okay, so let's assume it happens. Next year comes, Adobe Animate gets canned. What happens next? I know a lot of people are saying like there's a lot of like other animation softwares, but I feel like Adobe Animate again is like one of the more well-known ones. And again, like I've never animated using Adobe. I've wanted to for years, but it just comes down to resources and devices. And in that instance, I don't have a software that can, or a computer that can run Adobe. I mean, that's not entirely true. My other computer can, but the thing is, it would most likely lag, and not to mention, I just don't think a subscription is really like that necessary, because I believe that it should be just a free to use software, if anything. Yeah, like, yes, if you need to put ads, but like I don't find it worth it. But even then, like, has that stopped me from trying to animate? No. I use I was trying to remember the name of the software. Something Motion, there you go. I also use sometimes Flip a Clip, but that's really only to just kind of like draw and get my thoughts down on like paper or something. So, but Yeah, this is honestly kind of horrible because Adobe Animate is like, again, a big pinnacle of animation, of current modern day animation. It is something that a lot of indie artists use. And again, if that happens, that could jeopardize a lot of people, put them in a very, very bad spot. So I'm really hoping that Adobe does not go through with this. Like, it should always still be there for you guys because, again, like, what's the alternative here? Is there really anything out there that people would want to use in addition to Adobe Animate or besides Adobe Animate? My brother, he uses Adobe Animate. And again, like, okay, here, I'm on Blue Sky right now. And it says, well, I'm on TuneHive specifically. Let's see. Important notice to Adobe Animate customers. Dear person, we are contacting you to let you know that Adobe will be discontinuing Adobe Animate on March 1st, 2026. As an existing Animate user, you may continue to use Animate, but please note that technical support will no longer be available after March 1st, 2027. Please note that that access your files, that your Animate files and project data will end on March 1st, 2027. So essentially, that means you won't be able to access any of your stuff, like after that time, or at least that's the implication I'm getting. To ensure a smooth transition, we encourage you to export your Animate FLA files and XFL files to other formats such as the SWF, S.O.G, and MP4 files before this date. So, yeah. I don't really understand the reason. I don't know if they ever listed a reason, but that's that. But anyways, the last thing I'm going to say about that is I'm really hoping that they see the amount of people that are like riling up against this and they actually like turn the decision around because as someone who doesn't even use Adobe Animate, that stinks. Like, that really stinks. I grew up with animations that were made using Adobe Animate. And again, I know people who love using Adobe Animate as their main source of like animation software and like their hobbies, hoping to turn it into a career, but unfortunately, it looks like that's just going to go completely down the drain. Now, again, of course, there are other animation softwares out there, like Flip-A-Clip I've heard thrown around there. I don't really think Flip-A-Clip is like the end-all be-all for a substitute for Adobe Animate, but that is just my perspective, because I've seen many people animate with Adobe Animate, and I've seen myself animate with Flip-A-Clip. They're different. They're very different. Hello. Sorry, trying to... My kitty's here. I wish I had Adobe Animate. I do too. In truth, it just all comes down to resources. I don't have a device that can run Adobe Animate. And in all honesty, it really sucks. But, okay. So, I'm wishing all Adobe animators the best and really hoping that Adobe themselves flip this decision. So, anyway, that's going to be enough of that. Another thing I want to kind of discuss is something that I posted on my community tab weeks ago. I think only a few days ago, or maybe just last week. And that was the announcement, or the re-announcement, I should say, or the reconfirmation, whatever you want to say, about the Golden War movie. And yes, it is still happening. I'm actually going to pull up the script here, because essentially what I went ahead and did was I took the movie script. The movie script is about 40 to 50 pages long. I forget the exact amount. And I spliced it. And the goal is to make it about 10 episodes long, about, I want to say 5 minutes long each. So if we're doing the math here, calculator. I don't have the best mental math skills, okay? So, okay, we're gonna have 10 episodes times 5 minutes. That is going to be give me this. Interesting. Where's Mugen? Done for now. I'm kind of at a crossroads with the game. I've already like stated this, but I'm really just not enjoying the game right now anymore. Not that the game is bad, but the fact that it's been outpacing literally everything I've made other than Mugen is just, it's not fun to make a Mugen video, watch it for like, okay, hold on, how do I best put this? It's not fun for me to script and edit a video, like a Tabgus episode, watch it get minimal amount of traction, and then I screen record 2 mods fighting each other for like 5 minutes, upload it to YouTube with minimal editing, and it gets like hundreds to thousands of views. Like, that's my personal perspective. I'm not trying to like thrash anyone who likes the game. If you like the game, keep watching the stuff I put out. I've made over 600 Mugen fights, but sometimes you just need to know when to stop. And for me, I chose that time to stop. Do I regret it? Not really. I just had to break from the mental stigma of like constantly making another Mugen fight, another Mugen fight. I haven't even opened the game since I stopped, which was like a week ago by now. Hold on, let me see. When was my last Mugen fight? Hello, AAA. Let's see. The last one was Shadow versus Destroya, uploaded on the 26th. So I was on your last stream. Yeah, I remember. Welcome back. But in a sense, like, yeah, I'm just kind of done with the game for now. Maybe someday I'll return to it. But I just hope people out there can learn to respect my choice and learn that I'm more than just someone who makes mods fight each other. Because as much as I wanted to grow the channel, I feel like if I had the choice between continuing like how I was before Mugen or letting how things are now, I think I would choose the first option, in all honesty. Again, I'm not trying to thrash or try to throw hate towards anyone who likes the game. You guys subscribe for one specific thing, and that's fine. However, what's also not fine is the fact that I just don't like how much popular Mugen is compared to everything else. It's not something I find creative in my own right. It's not something I created myself. And it's not something that I typically want to do for the rest of my life. It is something that I want to do on occasion, not frequently. So that's why I stopped. Anyways, moving on. Hello to bfdia and tpot book. Welcome back. Always here and always having fun. At least I hope you're having fun on these streams. Also, I think it said this like previously, but I'm also in the midst of designing or putting together my own revamped website. This will be the 3rd version, just because I feel like it deserves some sort of like portfolio work. I also think it just looks really impressive. If you hear me typing, by the way, I'm writing Tabgus Season 22, Episode 10, which I'm going to announce the title of it. Actually, maybe not, because I haven't even titled... okay, we'll actually announce the title of Season 22, Episode 9, A Rising Star. That's going to be fun. I had the worst day at PE at school. I had to do 5 laps, get stick So done. The laps in my legs hurt. Sorry. I mean, I've probably done something similar back when I was like in gym class and in school. I remember like there's this game called like I think it was called Run the Gauntlet or something like that. And essentially there was two sides to the gym and there was a strip down the middle. You had to run, hold on, actually, you had to run down the gauntlet, go down the lap, and I guess like run back with some sort of item in hand. I'm trying to remember it correctly. And there was a crap ton of people, like 10, 20 people on each side throwing dodgeballs at you while you ran. Like, how the hell do you expect to dodge that? Like, even if there's minimal amount of people, that's still like a severe number disadvantage. Like, where's the equality in that? I know I'm criticizing a game I once played back in like elementary at this point, but it was weird. I also remember there's like these because back then what my old elementary school used to do was like create these like little props, like these little puppets, and hold on. We have like 10 inches of snow that is covered 2 inches of hard ice top, but we still got sent to school. That is crappy. What the hell? Like, you might as well just like, I'm not seeing the logic there. They're probably just gonna be like, oh wow, look at that. There's a whole damn tornado outside. It's a perfect, beautiful day to go to school. Like, what's next? Will it take like oh no, it's the imploding end of the universe. A black hole is impending its way right to Earth. What an amazing time to go to school. That's probably what they're gonna be like when the world ends. Like rock solid. I have 2 feet of snow. I don't even actually know how much snow I have. Like, I'd probably go look out there, but I'm not gonna go out there because I'm not wearing any winter clothes. I mean, then again, it'd be weird to have like winter clothes. Like, you hear that? That's my heater going. So if I turn that off, it's going to be freaking cold in here. But again, I'm really sorry to hear about like all your guys' snow troubles. I hope you guys are like safe, warm, and all that stuff. Maybe get like a hot cup of hot cocoa, put some marshmallows in there, maybe some cinnamon sticks or something. I don't know. And just lightly sip it. Don't want to burn your throat or your lips. Also, I know the cold was going around pretty badly. Like, for me, freaking, like, like, I got, hold on. Bye. Bye to you. Thank you for joining, though. And thank you for subscribing, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Thank you for your subscription and your like. It really helps. And I'm really happy that you enjoy this. Oh god, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Back in December to January, I believe, I caught like a really, really bad illness. And like, I don't believe I have felt that bad in a very long time. Like, I had COVID twice. And like, I didn't feel that bad even like when I was, that bad. I would actually debate I was feeling worse when I got the vaccine than I got COVID itself. Because, like, essentially what the vaccine did to me was that it made my whole arm numb and I couldn't even sleep properly. And when I finally did, I was just, like, there in my bed. I was practically dead in the bed. Like, it was just not fun. It was not fun. Let's see. I wish Coiny and Snowball interacted in TOOT. Is that something, or... Oh, Tpot. Are you trying to say teapot? But yeah, I kind of wish there was more interaction with some of them. I feel like because Teapot has such an enlarged cast, here's the logic I never understood about Teapot. Here's the logic I never understood. Okay, so back when they were splitting BFDI or BFB into Battle for BFB and the Power of Two, They wanted it so BFB was a smaller, short, and sweet season that would last significantly shorter than how much it was projected to be before they split off the show. Which I guess, okay, makes sense. But then you have Teapot, which not only had 40 contestants, but you were planning to release an episode every few months, which is what they've been doing. But the problem with that is that like the pace of it was going to be really slow either way. I mean, yeah, episode production did kind of get like picked up again, but that was only because Teapot wasn't as big in as scope as it once was, and you didn't have bfdia rolling around, which significantly doubled the production. So, like, what's the logic there? That's kind of the question I propose. I know they did bring in like the double elimination, but I feel like double eliminations can only get you so far when you're producing an episode every few months, and also not all those episodes are gonna have eliminated contestants on. Well, I got to go to I got to go to basketball practice. I might as well come back later. All right, see you later. Oh, basketball practice goes well, and I hope you win whatever championship you're in or something. If you're playing basketball like that, I don't know. But yeah, going back to what I was saying. Um, Yeah, so it's just the logic there doesn't, because like if I was there, if I really had the choice, hold on, I gotta go upload it. Oh, Brawl the Objects, nice. It's nice that people are actually getting into the classic object shows again, because I really didn't want them to be forgotten, man. Like, they deserve to be seen still. I myself will probably end the stream sometime soon, just because I don't want this to be another like long as hell stream. For anyone what that clicking is, it's just me clipping my nails. Seems to be a habit I do every time I go on stream, so there you go. I think I got all of them, or whatever. I'm back. That was quick. After this stream, by the way, I'm probably going to go ahead and make a few videos about the Monarch series that's coming out actually later this month. I completely forgot. I'm a huge fan of Monarch Legacy Monsters Season 1. I honestly think it's probably like my favorite current MonsterVerse project post King of the Monsters. Because let's be real, the movies Versus Kong and the New Empire, they're cool, but Versus Kong really felt kind of underwhelming by comparison because it didn't have as long as runtime, and I honestly kind of expected it to have a little bit more density when it came to the story. With the New Empire, however, that's just like, oh, what the hell were they even thinking? It's a good movie on its own, but like, come on. There's clearly a different, there's clearly a fine line between the two. So Monarch was like a very serious film that took itself very seriously and really like emphasized the characters. It was a little light on the monster action, but aside from that, I had a lot of fun with it. And that's why I'm looking forward to season 2. The only thing I hope is that they don't screw this season up. If they do, like, come on. The one good, like, good MonsterVerse project. Because, again, I actually prefer this over the movies right now. Hey, do you guys ever get that feeling where you're falling to the sky? Oh no, I'm falling. No. Um, like if you mean when we're like sleeping or something, and then all of a sudden we like jolt, almost as if we're like falling, like that feeling? Because I feel that like at least every once in a while. Oh, also, I got a new figure coming tomorrow, or at least it should be. Not sure, but it's coming. But anyways, I think I've spent a little bit enough time, just half an hour stream. That's not that bad. I'm gonna close this out now. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. You know you want to, especially if you're new, because we're gonna be doing this quite frequently. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone.